Hey guys, this Modified Devil. Welcome back to the channel. I see that you guys really enjoy my Ultimate Bunny and Freyna video, so I want to do a quick video on the gun that I've been using, which is used on my Ultimate Bunny and every other Descendants that I own because I just fully upgraded this gun. I am talking about Enduring Legacy. It's a machine gun. It's one of the ultimate gun, and as you can see, I put 9 slots in there and also max capacity in there, so that this is like the highest DPS I could possibly get with the Enduring Legacy. So first we go over the base stats, and then I'll go into the mods and the bonus stats I have on the gun. So as you can tell, my bonus stats, I do have some on there already, but firearm attack 14,720, fire rate 571, rounds per magazine 115. That is very important. Reload time 2.7 is a machine gun. It takes a while. Now this is really important too. Critical hit rate is 22.82%. So base is 20%, right? If you don't get the bonus stats on it. Critical hit damage 2.3, crush 10%, attribute rate doesn't really matter, but 10% is not bad. Weak points only 1 times, so it's not the best, but you'll see. We put some mods in there to change that slightly. We're never gonna hit fire. Aim shot accuracy, it's good. Effective range, it's okay, right? You're gonna be up close and personal with the boss, so you're not gonna be shooting the boss from the corner of the map, so it doesn't really matter. Everything else, as you can see, it's not, it's pretty basic, not that special. So first, let's go look at the bonus stats that I got. I roll a few times, and I got these. Bonus firearm attack versus Colossus, because I mainly use this gun to go against Colossi. Just because, I mean, in most mob combat, I don't really need this gun to kill them, so I have other weapons for that. Firearm attack 11.9%. That's pretty good. I think the highest is 12.2. So I'm very close to it. And I'll go into why I have fire attack, which is it's part of the unique ability, and I'll go into that in a little bit. And then I also have the firearm critical hit rate. Some people like to get a firearm critical hit damage, but my thought process is if you're not critting, it doesn't matter how many crit damage you have, you aren't critting. So I'll prefer to get some more hit rate, so I'm critting instead of just getting, higher damage. That's my thought process. Of course, you guys could change it however you want. If you want to change a bonus firearm attack to firearm critical hit damage, you're more than welcome to. So now let's go into the mods and unique ability. So first, unique ability. Now, it took me a while, but I finally get him maxed out. It took me a long time to farm Enduring Legacy, but I got it. So when you max out, the effective range, before you max it out, it's like negative 20%, I believe. And once you max out, it's back to 0%. Same thing with attribute. I think it just stays at 6%. I don't remember exactly, but that's not the important part. The important part is quenching, duration, max stacks. When you are level 1, I think it's at 35 stack. When you max out Enduring Legacy, you're at 50 stacks. That's really important. And when you're hitting an enemy inflicted with burn, you get 11% firearm attack. Well, you get max stack 50 and lowering their fire resistance, and you get fire attack so you can burn them. So you can automatically get this unique ability to pop off by triggering their status and also lowering their fire resistance, so you make sure they're gonna get burned. Now, there's a reason why I put fire attack on the gun, because I'm not using fire enhancement on this. And, some people might disagree, but I personally like this build, and I'll go into it and explain to you guys why. So, first of all, basic mods that every gun should have, and it doesn't matter what gun you're using, you should have these 3 mods no matter what. Rifle reinforcement, straight damage buff, firearm attack plus 32%, Action reaction. Firearm attack plus 61% and recoil plus 20%. And honestly, the recoil doesn't matter. Just put down your controller stick or your mouse a little bit more. That's it. Right? The Colossus is so big, I don't think the recoil matter that much. Fire rate up. Just straight up, fire rate up, increase, shoot faster. That just helps DPS overall. Now, there's a couple things that people have debate over, but personally, I like to play it how the gun is meant to be played, if you may. It's a machine gun. You want to shoot a lot of rounds. So I went with mental focus, okay? Fire rate minus 10% sucks, but here's the good thing. When you're firing the weapon, your firearm attack plus 1% for 2 seconds, up to 150 stacks. And you remove the effect when reloading or changing firearms. So you can just sit there and hold the fire button and just shoot. And at 150 stacks, you get 150% firearm attack. On top of them being burned, the extra 11%, so it will be 161% damage to the Colossus or any enemies you wish to fight. So now the gun only have 115 rounds, so you can ask like, well, how are we going to get the 150 stacks? That's why I got the expand weapon charge. That makes my gun go up to 171 rounds. So you can get the 150 stacks and also have an extra 21 rounds to go with it. Now, if you are planning to use this gun with Ultimate Glade and you are using the infinite ammo build, then I guess you wouldn't really need that, and you can change it up for whatever. But since I'm more using Enduring Legacy for a general build that's good for every Descendant, I chose to go with this one. And because, you know, I don't want to just make a gun and just build specifically just for one single Descendant. I'll rather have this gun built for every single Descendant. Every Descendant can pick up this gun and basically do a lot of damage. So that's pretty much why I did it that way. Now, we're going to go into crit rate and crit damage. It's pretty straightforward. Better insight, better concentration. That's it. If you want crit damage and crit rate, that's the best mods. Better insight and better concentration. You can't go wrong with that. Now, the other two mods that helps with critical hit would be edging shot, firearm critical hit rate plus 43%. You are lowering the firearm attack minus 15%, but I don't care. I'm getting 161% firearm attack with mental focus, and my Enduring Legacy being max level with a unique ability. So 15%, you can take it. But increasing my critical hit rate to plus 43%, that's really good. Concentration priority, that's really good. Firearm critical hit damage plus 120%. That's like, I think that's the most you can get in a single mod. Reload time modifier minus 30%, that's fine. When a boss is enraged, is immune, you take your time to reload. They're going to take their time before you can hit them anyway, so doesn't matter. And on top of that, if you are playing with Ultimate Glade, this won't even matter to you. Because with Ultimate Glade, you just have to swap out this expand weapon charge. Last mod that I added, now this is where you can choose to put another mod too if you wish to, is the weak point. I get the weak point damage plus 35%. Unfortunately, there's not really a lot of mod choices right now to put in, so I chose to put weak point sight just to do more weak point damage, because that's pretty much what you're going to do in the boss fight, and any damage is going to help. So I decided to put weak point sight in there. So if you were to not roll a fire attack on your Enduring Legacy as a bonus stats, then you're gonna have to either swap out weak point sight for fire enhancement or expand weapon charge for fire enhancement, and that's completely up to you to decide which one is more important. Personally, if I was you, I would probably swap out the weak point sight, because I like the extra round. I like to have 171 rounds on a machine gun with mental focus. Weak point damage plus 35%. I don't really care. You're just holding down the fire button and hopefully, you know, just to do as much damage as you can. You crit so much, you do so much crit damage, so that's not as important. So if you want to look at the stats real quick, my firearm critical hit rate is at 36.4% now. So base is 20%. I got it up to 36.4%. That's pretty good. And firearm critical hit damage is 6.78 now times. That is really good. So you can do a lot of crit damage. And attribute status effect trigger rate 10.76%. It's the same. I didn't put anything to change it. It doesn't really matter to me because as long as they burn a little bit, I'm doing an extra 11% firearm attack. So I'm okay with 10%. I shoot so fast, I shoot so many rounds. At some point, they are going to get burned. So, especially if they're quenching. So, it's all good. But yeah, other than that, all the other stats are pretty straightforward. This gun is really good against any enemy of boss fight, and I'll show you guys real quick. Alright guys, we're in the laboratory, and we're gonna do this, show you guys, showcase the gun real quick, and why it is so good. So, just keep an eye on the buff on the descendants, and the debuff on the enemy, and there's going to be a lot of damage popping up, so I'll try to keep an eye out and see what it crit at, but I might miss some. Alright, so here you go. So weak point, try to hit the head, of course, and then you will see as you are shooting, your attack damp firearm attack is going up, and also quenching is on the enemies and they are getting burned. I see 147. I saw 200 at some point. It depends on if you're hitting the hit point or weak point or not at the head. But 199, 215, 216, 262, 269, 272. I saw 272 is the highest so far. Depends on what weak point you're hitting. You will do more damage or less damage. These enemies are a little harder. This gun is meant for boss fights, so. But yeah, this is the build. I'll show you guys again. And if you guys enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.